Hello, everyone. I'm Cynthia Isaguirre here in Dallas, and here's what's making news in North Texas. We start off with new details in the investigation of an 11-year-old boy's death in Collin County. 4 of his own family members are charged in the death. Richard Solomon just got his hands on new information.
In hand are the documents for the 4 people charged with the death of the 11-year-old boy. And Wiley police confirmed with me all 4 people charged are related to the 11-year-old. And these documents help detail more of what happened.
These are the 4 people charged in connection to the death of an 11-year-old boy. Sade Hope Johnson York, Clifford Johnson, Eunice Johnson Lightsley, and Sadie Hope are all charged with injury to a child and abandoning and endangering a child. Sources tell WFAA the family has history with CPS. According to the documents on June 8th, Sadie told police she and Sade helped Clifford physically discipline the boy. Records say they held him down while Clifford hit him in multiple areas of his body, including his head. After they were finished, they gave him 2 Tylenol PMs, 2 Benadryl pills to get him to sleep. But the next morning, records say they reportedly found the boy dead and talked about what to say, as they were worried about getting in trouble due to the shape the boy would be found in. The affidavit says Sadie and Eunice told police they tried to revive the boy numerous times, including using CPR over a span of 8 hours, and that they called 911 9 hours after they believed he was dead. Records also say Eunice denied knowing the boy was dead before calling 911, but she did tell police she helped with cleaning the boy's body before the call. Court records say the 4 were aware of the declining medical health condition of the boy and did not act or provide the necessary medical attention needed, which eventually may have led to the death. Investigators say they may seek additional charges. In Collin County, I'm Richard Solomon.
In 1 year, North Texas will host the biggest event it has ever seen, the World Cup. There are a lot of things to do to prepare in 1 year. Tiffany Liu is in Tarrant County figuring out how fans from around the world will get around while here in North Texas.
In 364 days,
we're going to put on a show for FIFA.
Arlington will be a global stage for the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
9 matches. We have 4 elimination games.
President of FC Dallas, Dan Hunt, said North Texas was an easy sell because of AT&T Stadium, plus all the venues nearby.
We have 6 sites around the Metroplex: Toyota Stadium and Soccer Center, Mansfield, TCU, DBU. For the teams that are not based here, they fly in and they're going to train at the Cotton Bowl and SMU.
Soon, players and fans will fill the stadiums. Stores, restaurants, and roads will be packed with visitors. The big question is,
how are we getting people to the game?
Thursday at the Tarrant Transportation Summit, voice of the Dallas Mavericks Chuck Cooperstein asked Hunt a question that'll impact all who commute in North Texas.
We have 2 of the most amazing airports here, and then you have all the smaller airports all around.
Hunt said there are 30,000 parking spaces available near the stadium, while 700,000 tickets will go on sale.
We have plenty of spaces.
But how about the roads? Can it handle that many people? The DFW region has more drivers than those who use public transit.
It's going to be all over that.
We asked Tarrant County Commissioner Matt Krause.
The people of North Texas are going to have to be prepared for that and just know for about 39 days they might have to sit in a little more traffic.
In terms of public transportation, no new plans were shared on improving from what already exists.
You'll have DART, you'll have the Trinity Metro, you'll have those public transportation options that are already here. I think by that time the autonomous cars, Waymo and others are making their way into kind of more of the public consciousness.
Krause said the impending World Cup could speed up some projects that have been put off.
We need to get those done now before 2026.
Leaders in North Texas transportation will have to find a way in just under 1 year. In Hearst, I'm Tiffany Liu.
Governor Greg Abbott believes Fort Worth ISD would benefit from a state takeover. This follows one campus getting a repeated F rating. Scoop Jefferson explains the outlook as there's a possibility the state moves in.
School is out, but all eyes are on what's happening in Fort Worth ISD classrooms. Parents of Fort Worth students like Red Sanders,
4th grader, 2nd grader, and incoming pre-K,
are hearing more talk about a possible state takeover in his kid's school district.
Obviously, we want what's best for our kids at their local school level, but I also look at it as like the community as a whole here and like what's best for all of the schools in Fort Worth ISD. Right?
The chatter comes after comments by Governor Greg Abbott during a meeting with reporters Wednesday. Our partners at the Star Telegram shared this audio from that meeting.
My point would be this, and that is, we've seen time and again that when there is a takeover, they lead to better results.
TEA just released Fort Worth ISD campus ratings, and some are not good. The Leadership Academy at Forest Oak 6th grade received an F accountability rating for the 5th consecutive year. State law mandates that's when a campus must close or undergo state oversight.
I've always kept eyes on what happens at Houston ISD.
State Representative Aisha Davis, who served 6 years on the State Board of Education, is closely watching the 2023 TEA takeover of Houston ISD, a district with similar failures. She's somewhat familiar with Fort Worth ISD too. Davis says a state takeover comes with many challenges, warning it would be no different in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth has a very unique population, a lot of kids moving in and out. So you have to figure out ways to get those students to maximize their learning potential.
Maybe there's something in between a full takeover and a hybrid approach like that.
Either way, Red Sanders believes his kid's school district deserves time to recover. In Fort Worth, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
In Dallas, neighbors are working with community leaders to bring lasting change to one of the most underserved areas. Brittany Moncrief takes us to the heart of District 4 and a new focus on building a better future.
What do you do with the lessons learned?
I very sadly took someone's life during an altercation by using a gun in a way that I was taught how to use it.
After serving 26 years in prison, Victor Alvalayas used that lesson to save others.
And I was so sad to come back to Oak Cliff and see that things still had not changed.
So he's now director of the Oak Cliff Empowerment Center and is a community violence interrupter, providing basic resources like food to cut down on crime.
We pick up things in communities like this in order just to survive a community like this. It's issues related to housing, it's issues related to employment.
Issues that these residents are working to improve. They joined Dallas City Councilwoman Carolyn King Arnold in her last State of the District as her position terms out, representing District 4, which includes areas like Oak Cliff, Cedar Crest neighborhood, and the Bottoms.
They were the community that needed the equity and inclusion and diversity focus.
Tackling violent crime, which Dallas police data shows has gone down, homelessness, and infrastructure.
We've seen an increase in the repair of infrastructure.
She says more needs to be done with economic development and health care.
And we're competing with the federal government, who's saying those programs will no longer be funded.
There are layers to this.
Natasha Gerald works with youth
to really address those root causes, providing resources, but providing the restitution and the resolve to change.
We have a community that has the potential to rival any community in the city of Dallas and across the nation.
Sharing what's been learned and improving upon it. In Oak Cliff, I'm Brittany Moncrief.
And those are your headlines from North Texas.